We are back on Taking Care of Business on Koerner Radio News Talk 1180. Our guest in studio, Ward 7 City Councilman Russell Johnson. So, Russell, again, what's the breaking news that we're breaking here on Taking Care of Business?
The breaking news is that the city of Bakersfield about 2-3 weeks ago acquired all the dirt for the Hosking Road interchange on the 99 freeway. And it's such a significant step in the right direction for South Bakersfield and Ward 7.
Definitely.
So what's this going to do for the South specifically?
Well, when you look at, and you talk to the folks that I talk to on a regular basis, they look at South Bakersfield and they go, where's the community identity? Where's the place where people can say, oh, let's go here? And when you think about Southwest Bakersfield, people say, oh, the marketplace. You talk about Rosedale, people say the Northwest Promenade. This is going to bring that type of community center complex possibility to probably South Bakersfield. And the reason why is because once that interchange gets built in, all these traffic studies now work, and you can build a large retail center. And at the corner of South H and Hosking Road on the northwest corner, that's where Bass Pro had said that they were going to come in. They'd gone through the EIR process and it had fallen apart. Is it possible we could get a Bass Pro? It's still a possibility. But does that mean that we can't get other opportunities as well? We could get other opportunities as well. So it's going to bring a community center feel to the whole south side of town. I'm really excited about it. I think the residents of Bakersfield, at least in Ward 7, they are going to be excited about it once this all happens. And it's a step in the right direction.
Oh, yeah, I totally agree with you. Like I say, I used to have a house just off of Panama and New Stein. But it's funny, Bakersfield is kind of an east-west city because it hasn't really expanded north-south. It's almost like it's gone along the river. So if you're living in that area and you want to go to a really nice place, you'll go to Marketplace, which is a little bit of a drive. So to have that possibility of having your own center around the 99 around Hoskins, that's fantastic for that area. That's a great concept.
Oh, it is. It's going to bring lots of choice, lots of opportunity, and most importantly, it's going to bring jobs and investment into Bakersfield.
So what's the time frame on getting this interchange up and running?
Well, here's where we're at right now. We have acquired all the dirt. So what does that mean for us? That means that we have what's called a shovel-ready project. We've done all the environmental work. We've got the real estate. The next step is to actually go out and get California Transportation Commission funding. That's a process that takes a little bit longer, but in terms of moving the ball forward and about going in the right direction, the city's done everything we can do to make this project a possibility. Now we just need the state, and we need to go through and get the California Transportation Commission funding and be able to make this thing a reality. It's about a $30 to $36 million project, and I don't want to ever say that it would never happen, but the possibility of this actually happening could be a lot closer than we really think. There was some money that wasn't spent in the state from the California Transportation Commission, projects that were supposed to be shovel-ready that weren't. So the money is potentially there, but we're in competition with some other communities. So if the city of Bakersfield has the best package, we potentially could get some funding sooner rather than later.
Please don't use the term shovel ready because that's been a total failure by this current administration.
Well,
in Washington.
I understand what you mean by the term shovel ready being bad. I guess we could say project ready. How
there you
that?
go.
Okay,
we're ready to go.
So we can't say that we hope that we'll be able to make this change, right?
Yeah. And this isn't going to happen overnight. But the fact that we made it this far in 1 year, we got the environmental work and the land acquisition work in 1 year. Since I was able to make it a priority for the council, what's going to happen next year? And that's what I'm really excited about.
So realistically, it could happen in 3 or 4 years is what we're looking at, possibly.
Possibly. And if for some reason there's manna from heaven and the CTC Commission lets loose the funding, maybe it could happen sooner.
Yeah, or a change in administrations in Washington in November.
That would be really nice.
Or, maybe the high-speed rail money. Maybe we should just divert it all towards building the Hosking Road interchange. My feelings wouldn't be hurt.
Well, speaking of high-speed rail.
Where's the city on high-speed rail right now?
The city's taken an official position in opposition to high-speed rail as it stands today. High-speed rail for the city has been nothing but a mix of bad information, changed maps, and alternatives that just keep modifying and tearing apart our town. And my biggest fear as a council member is twofold. One, that this thing's going to come through, they're going to build it, they're going to tear up our town, and then it's never going to get completed, or it's not going to get completed for many, many years. And we won't have a true high-speed rail, but we'll have all the impacts to our community. And then secondly, quite frankly, the debt service on all of the bonds is over, I think, $628 million a year, if I remember correctly. And when you have a budget deficit in the state of California of over $13 billion or $14 billion, whatever it is today, I know my numbers aren't accurate and timely, but
they change.
Yeah, they change, and it changes depending upon revenues. But when you've got that big of a revenue problem and a budget deficit, you're going to add a $638 million problem on top of that. It just doesn't make any sense to me.
We're having a conversation with an old friend of the program, Russell Johnson, City Councilman for Ward 7.
Now, Russell, when are you up for re-election?
2014.
And you plan on running again?
As of right now, I've got the things I want to work on is the Hosking Road interchange. And then we haven't talked about my second priority, but big priority. But I'm focused on getting those done. I'm not even going to start thinking about running for anything else until I get at least the couple things I want to get done first to improve Bakersfield.
And what are those couple of things?
Well, the second thing is really exciting. It kind of ties into what we talked about with what's going on with the Hosking Road interchange. Adjacent to that is the South H Canal. Runs all up and down South H, basically from Taft Highway to Bell Terrace. And at Bell Terrace, it turns back and actually runs into Mill Creek downtown.
Right.
If you look at it, it doesn't look very appealing. In many places, the fencing is there. It's unused territory. It's just dirt, the canal, more dirt. In some cases, people have let their fences fall down. I think it's a missed opportunity. I think we can turn this into an amenity for our community. We can rip the fencing out, make it a multi-use trail, and for parts of my ward along near Plans and South H, there's no sidewalk on the east side of South H. And if you put a sidewalk in, you can't accommodate a sidewalk because there's not enough space. But if you rip the fencing down and you make this a multi-use trail, or provide access and make it a multi-use trail, people can actually traverse and have a pedestrian corridor, a biking corridor, and in some cases, people ride their horses out there. So there's a way to accommodate all these things.
Did you say a bike path along the canal?
Yeah.
Oh, Russell, that would be, I'm a biker. That would be fantastic. I would love that.
And there's water in that canal, I believe, 70% of the year.
Wow.
Well, we could even do canoes. Russell, I want to give you an opportunity. You're a city council person. I know that's a part-time job, correct? Yes, correct, Clay. But
questions get tougher, Clay.
Yeah, they get tougher. That's why I have to answer them myself. But what do you actually do to keep your family alive?
I have a small public affairs and community relations business, and I started in January 2010. And I've been fortunate. It's been growing, and I've been able to build my client base. And my bulk of my clients are business clients as well as nonprofit business trade association clients. And I do everything from media affairs work, public affairs work, and even I do some government relations work. So I do a lot of all this stuff. It keeps me busy, and I enjoy what I do. And I have a passion for public service and a passion for trying to make the community better. And I'm just lucky that I'm doing that a lot through what I do for my clients and for the city.
Now, city council doesn't pay you anything, or do they give you a stipend for coming to a meeting?
That's a good question. We get a small stipend. We also get a fuel allowance, and we are eligible for health insurance as well.
And do you take the health benefits?
I do get health insurance.
But as a small employer, can't you purchase health benefits on your own?
I'm sure I could purchase health benefits on my own. And Clay, when you look at how many hours we put into the city of Bakersfield, I do 20 hours of work a week easy, and it's the 9th largest city in the state. I think the health benefits are a minuscule amount of money, and quite frankly, it makes it a little bit easier for me and my family to get things done.
Definitely. Something else I noticed, you're the chairperson of the City Council's Budget and Finance Committee.
That is correct.
What kind of shape is the city in financially?
Financially, we're in a great position. When you look at us compared to other cities in the state, Stockton, what a mess.
Oh, yeah.
Border bankruptcy. Hercules filing bankruptcy, it looks like. City of L.A. just came out. They're insolvent.
Yes. Well, the unions have a lot to do with that.
That's very accurate.
Stop picking on unions.
And then, and then you got San Jose, which is laying off public safety personnel. And when you lay off public safety personnel, your city's in a big mess. The city of Bakersfield's in a great place. We've been able to do some good stuff on the Budget and Finance Committee. I'm proud of a few things, such as we were able to implement a retirement stabilization fund. We haven't been able to utilize it as of yet, but we were able to implement that as a policy. So that was one thing I was able to get done while I was chair.
Yeah, Russell, you've done a fantastic job, and I think it's. I think you've been an asset to the city, and I'm glad that we've had you on and had a little bit to do with bringing you on, and thank you for all the work that you do.
And the announcement today.
Yes, thank you for making that announcement.
You're welcome.
Exclusive on the Clay and Marty Show.
How about that, huh?
Anytime.
Fantastic.
Anytime.
Thank you, Russell. We'll be back in a couple of minutes with Sally Pipes from the Pacific Research Institute to talk about the truth about Obamacare.
My favorite subject.